The boss is walking into the company when the security guard says politely, "Hello, ma'am." The boss stops and says warmly, "Hello, young man." The security guard says respectfully, "Ma'am, I'd like to talk to you about something." The boss asks calmly, "What is it? Go ahead." The security guard says seriously, "The thing is, our company's manager recently hired a new supervisor. She's very arrogant and..." The boss asks curiously, "And what else?" The security guard says sadly, "She humiliates us by calling us lowly security guards, and she's already yelled at and driven away several security guards." The boss asks seriously, "How long has she been working here?" The security guard replies respectfully, "It's been more than 10 or 12 days. The boss asks thoughtfully, 10 or 12 days? Is this supervisor a man or a woman? And what's her relationship with our manager?" The security guard answers respectfully, "She's a woman and she's the manager's wife." The boss says firmly, "All right, go get me a security guard uniform. I'll meet her myself." The security guard replies quickly, "Yes, ma'am, I'll get it right away." A little later, the supervisor arrives. The security guard stops her and asks firmly, "Hey, where's your company ID badge?" The supervisor says rudely, "Oh, you old woman, look at my face. Do I really need a company ID badge?" The security guard says calmly, "I'm telling you this because you're a supervisor. You should set an example for everyone else. I'm officially informing you that if you don't wear your company ID badge, you cannot enter the company." The supervisor says angrily, "How dare you? Do you even know who I am? Are you threatening me? I can fire low-level people like you without even thinking twice." The security guard says confidently, "You can't fire me. Only the owner of this company has the authority to fire an employee." The supervisor says proudly, trying to scare me by mentioning the owner. "The owner isn't here today. Right now, I'm the one in charge. And do you know who my husband is? One phone call and you'll lose your job. I've already gotten several security guards fired before." The supervisor calls her husband and says angrily, "An old security guard is giving me a hard time. Come over here and deal with her." After the call ends, the security guard says calmly, "Young lady, remember this. People who become too proud eventually bring trouble on themselves." The supervisor says mockingly, "You smelly security guard, you think saying a couple of wise quotes makes you smart? I'll teach you a lesson right now." Just then, the manager arrives and asks angrily, "Who has been bothering my wife?" His wife points at the security guard and says accusingly, "That old security guard has been harassing me." The manager looks closely at the security guard and says shockingly, "Miss Sophia, you, please forgive me. I didn't recognize you." He whispers nervously to his wife, "She's Ms. Sophia, the owner of our company." Ms. Sophia looks at the manager and says angrily, "Bring your wife to my office immediately." After they enter the office, Ms. Sophia asks sternly, "Manager, tell me, how many employees has your wife gotten fired so far?" The manager says nervously, "Please don't believe everything you've heard. Give me a chance to explain." The supervisor says regretfully, "Please forgive me. I was wrong." Ms. Sophia says angrily, "So where did all that arrogance go now?" Manager, ever since your wife joined this company, she has never worn her company ID badge. She insults the security guards and has already driven several of them away. Today, I deliberately wore a security guard uniform so I could personally see how she treats people. Now I've seen just how terrible her character really is. The manager turns to his wife and says angrily, "I've told you many times that this is a company, not your home. I told you to follow company rules when you came to work, but you never listened." Ms. Sophia says firmly, "Enough. You said security guards are low-level people. Let me tell you something. No job is small or big. Only a person's character can be great or small. Without security guards, who would protect this company? Because of your behavior, you are not qualified to be a supervisor. Starting today, you're fired." The supervisor begs desperately, "Please don't fire me." Ms. Sophia then turns to the manager and says sternly, "You promoted your wife to such an important position without my permission." The manager says apologetically, "It will never happen again. Please fire my wife if you must, but forgive me." Ms. Sophia says firmly, "It's too late. Both of you leave this company right now. Get out immediately." What do you all think? Should a rude, arrogant husband and wife who look down on other people be fired from the company? If you enjoy this story, like the video and follow for more.